In the clinical report, titled Resistance Training for Children and Adolescents, Paul Stricker and colleagues put forward a resistance training roadmap outlining suggestions for youth who are engaged in resistance training. This presentation, brought to you by Talking Sports Science, will be a summary of their roadmap. First of all, youth resistance training programs should be technique-driven and consistent with the needs, abilities, and maturity level of the individuals. It's important that youth resistance training programs are supervised by qualified instructors who provide real-time feedback to ensure safe and correct movement development. It's suggested to use dynamic warm-up exercises integrated into the training session and perform exercises that work all muscle groups, including core muscles, as well as executing various exercises through their full range of motion. And in general, it's advised to work large muscle groups before small muscle groups and complex multi-joint exercises before single joint exercises, followed by cool-down periods that involve appropriate stretching techniques. Regarding frequency and duration, 2 to 3 sessions per week performed on non-consecutive days lasting at least 20 to 30 minutes is recommended, while gradually increasing resistance training volume and intensity as strength and resistance training competency improves. And an appropriate initial training program is beginning with 1 to 2 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions using a low load, for example below 60% of 1RM. This intensity will allow a variety of exercises to be completed without resulting in excessive fatigue, allowing the opportunity for exercise technique to be developed. As proficiency in resistance training improves, load can then be incrementally increased by 5 to 10% while decreasing the reps completed. For example, volume can be progressed to 2 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 repetitions using a low to moderate training intensity, for example below 80% of 1RM. If, however, competency in resistance training technique is high, young athletes can be introduced to periodic phases of lower repetition ranges at a high intensity, for example above 80% of 1RM. To aid in motor control development, fewer repetitions, for example 1 to 3, may also be beneficial when performing more complex, multi-joint exercises, such as weightlifting. And lastly, for youth resistance training programs to be safe, effective and enjoyable, qualified youth trainers should be periodically varying exercises, sets and repetitions according to the needs, abilities and maturity level of the individuals. And that concludes the resistance training roadmap for children and adolescents. I recommend you go and check out the full article by Paul Stricker and colleagues for lots more information surrounding the topic of resistance training in youth. The link is in the description. Thanks for listening, folks. See you next time.